anyway, but with that said, so if I was a business coming to you, and I wasn't trying to start my own profit, but I was a non-business that did want to start having some charitable outreach, and I'll let you know, I'm actually working with a business right now on their marketing. And part of the thing they've tasked me with is starting to build what they're considering their charitable outreach. Because I'm telling you right now, Indy, you and I are getting on the phone after this because I think you're about to solve all my problems. But with that said, so if I were to come to you with this business and they have this idea of the sector that they want to be in, specifically, they would like to help families that are dealing with family members that have Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
Um, if we came to you then, do you actually help us build that strategy of what that looks like and then actually help us like find the let's say the outreach that it happens, maybe that's partnering with the existing nonprofits that are out there, like how does that all work? Because it's like and one of the things that I did find back in the day and even now, when people are making their donations, they were very much concerned that the donation was going to do exactly what we said it was going to do. So it wasn't just like, oh, it's for breast cancer. Well, what does that mean? So we were really clear on our messaging that, hey, it goes directly to women to help them pay their bills. But when a company comes to you, then how do you make that, I think, connection so that they are able to make their dollars do exactly what they wanted it to and not what I'd like to just be put in like the nonprofit basket of who knows where that money goes. Like every time I hear the words like breast cancer research, well, what does that mean? Like that's such a broad term. And the people that I was working with, like they really wanted to know specifically not only who we were helping, but what areas, what kind of financial disbursement. They were really interested in the numbers. So do you put all of that information together? Like, okay, so I come to you with my client. We want to help, people in the Alzheimer's area. What can you do for that?
So it's a business that is adjacent or has direct ties to Alzheimer, right? Like one, I would probably recommend like, hey, you should probably have your own nonprofit division that is focused on impact, cause marketing, and impact. To service this kind of cause, like this Alzheimer like initiative that you have, because it's going to cost money, time, and resources to activate that program, whether that's hiring consultants or staff members to run that programming. That can happen through their nonprofit arm. And this is very common. So if you look at businesses like Google, Google has google.org, Microsoft has Microsoft Foundations. A lot of these kind of like enterprise companies have their own nonprofit arm. And it's obviously expensive and a liability to maintain it. So a lot of SMB businesses do not have that. But there are big tax incentives that we think should be available to everybody, including small and medium-sized businesses, right? So our program allows that to happen, right? So the way that Google sets up, Microsoft sets up, we can allow your customer, your client, even though they're not this multi-billion-dollar company, to be able to have this kind of same setup and all of the tax advantages. Again, we live in a capitalistic society. The more we can incentivize doing good, the better for the longevity and the investment of the program. So that is the access point. We'll look at what is the structure, what are the goals, and we'll make recommendations on like, okay, this is the best way to do it. Because sometimes setting up your own 501c3 is the best way, or setting up just a separate marketing budget, whatever it is. So we look at that point first, and then from that structure, going back to your point of like kind of formation, like accounting and all of these other requirements, those are budgeting and legal impact requirements. Those are the basics. We always say we operate from a level of like, we need to be ready for an audit any given day of the week, right? So then like when money comes in, money goes out, what it's allocated for, like those are the things that the IRS care about. And those are the things that are really, it's kind of annoying for businesses or individuals to manage and handle.